You're standing at the edge of something massive, something that has been building beneath the surface of your life far longer than you realize. Maybe you don't see it yet. Maybe you don't even feel it clearly. But deep down, in the quiet places where you rarely let yourself linger, you know it's there. You've sensed it in the restless nights, in the questions that won't leave you alone, in the way your spirit whispers to you when the world goes quiet. The ground beneath your feet has been shifting. The pressure around you has been rising. And here's the truth. That pressure isn't proof that you're failing. It's proof that breakthrough is near. Breakthrough never arrives randomly. It isn't luck, and it isn't coincidence. It follows a rhythm, a sequence, a pattern so universal that once you see it, you'll wonder how you ever missed it. Look back across history. Look at the people you admire. Look at the legends who reshaped culture, art, science, sports, and faith. Their breakthroughs didn't show up during comfort. They came during chaos. Think of Michael Jordan. Today, his name is carved into basketball history. But rewind to high school. He didn't make the varsity team. His coaches told him he wasn't good enough. He walked home devastated, locked himself in his room, and cried. For most people, that would have been the end. For most, rejection silences the dream. But in that night of tears, something was happening that no one else could see. The wound became fuel. The rejection became ignition. The pressure became the very thing that shaped him into greatness. Think of Thomas Edison. Thousands of failed attempts. Thousands of prototypes that didn't work. His assistants doubted him. His investors walked away. Newspapers called him a fool. But Edison understood something that the world missed. Failure wasn't the opposite of success. It was the road to it. Every misstep wasn't wasted. It was data. Every mistake wasn't a dead end. It was another brick in the foundation. And because he endured when everything said quit, the world lit up. That's how breakthrough works. It doesn't arrive in spite of the struggle. It arrives because of the struggle. Pressure isn't the enemy. Pressure is the tool. Carbon becomes diamond only when it is buried, crushed, and heated beyond what seems bearable. Without the pressure, it never transforms. The same is true for you. I call this the compression phase. It's that season right before the shift when everything feels like it's collapsing. The doors slam, the silence stretches, the pressure suffocates, the logical voice in your head screams at you to quit. The weight feels unbearable. And yet, this is the exact space where transformation is happening. It feels like the end, but it's actually the beginning. Every extraordinary story carries this phase. Go study anyone who's risen to greatness. Every single one will tell you the same thing. Right before it happened, they nearly gave up. Right before the doors opened, they nearly walked away. The old self fought with everything it had to hold on. And those who pushed through, those who endured, those are the ones who crossed into breakthrough. I think of Sarah, a single mother juggling 3 jobs, barely able to cover rent. She dreamed of creating her own business, but every attempt was crushed by life's interruptions. Her car broke down, childcare collapsed, bills consumed what little she saved. For 2 years she fought and hustled, but nothing seemed to work. And then, the crushing blow. She lost her main job. 30 days from eviction. No safety net. No backup plan. And yet, in that desperate place, something shifted. She stopped waiting for the perfect moment. She stopped trying to make it safe. She stopped playing small. With her back against the wall, she trusted herself fully for the first time. She launched her consulting business with nothing but a laptop and determination. Within 6 months, she earned more than she ever had. Within 2 years, she had a team and her name on the cover of a magazine. Her breakthrough didn't start when the money came. It started when the pressure forced her to trust herself. That's the paradox most people miss. The pressure you think is crushing you is actually creating you. The rejection you think is blocking you is actually redirecting you. The silence you think means absence is actually preparation. And right now, maybe you're in your compression phase. Maybe everything feels like it's stacked against you. Maybe your spirit is weary, your confidence is shaky, your patience is running out. You're wondering if you have what it takes. But I want you to hear this. The very fact that it feels impossible is the evidence that breakthrough is close. Storms don't rage forever. The winds eventually quiet. The skies eventually clear. And when they do, the world is never the same. The storm doesn't just pass. It reshapes the land. It clears what you couldn't clear on your own. It carves new rivers, breaks down walls, and opens pathways that didn't exist before. This is why waiting is the hardest part. Not the working, not the grinding, not even the failing. It's the waiting, that invisible in-between space where nothing seems to move. The silence between knocking and hearing footsteps on the other side of the door. Most people give up here. They mistake silence for absence. They confuse delay with denial. They think waiting means nothing is happening, when in truth, waiting is where everything is happening. Because waiting isn't wasted time. Waiting is preparation time. The soil is working long before the seed breaks the surface. The roots grow deep before the sprout appears. The universe is arranging, aligning, orchestrating pieces you can't see yet. Look at Oprah, fired from her first TV job, told she wasn't fit for news. Too emotional, too raw, too different. She went home shattered, doubting everything about herself. But what others saw as a flaw was her greatest strength. Her empathy, her connection, her authenticity. Those weren't weaknesses. They were the very gifts that would one day change the world. She embraced what they rejected, and in doing so, she created a new category of storytelling. Look at Stephen King. 30 rejections. 30 publishers said no. He threw his manuscript in the trash. Done. His wife fished it out, begged him to try again. That one more try became Carrie. That one more try launched a career of over 350 million books sold. But he was one rejection away from quitting forever. Every no is a redirection. Every closed door is protection. Every delay is alignment. The things you think are holding you back are actually clearing the path for something greater. Maybe you've felt those no's, the relationship that ended too soon, the job that slipped away, the opportunity that crumbled at the last minute. You've been interpreting them as failures. But what if they're not? What if they're course corrections? What if life is clearing out what isn't yours, so you can receive what is? Breakthrough doesn't operate on your ego's timeline. Your ego wants everything now. Your soul knows the power of not yet. Your ego calls struggle punishment. Your soul calls it preparation. Your ego panics in the silence. Your soul rests in the knowing. Even now, your breakthrough is moving toward you. Even now, pieces are falling into place. Even now, doors are unlocking. The silence isn't proof of abandonment. It's proof of alignment. Every story worth telling has a middle. The messy, impossible middle. The part where the hero questions everything. Where the dream feels dead. Where the odds are stacked. And right now, you are in your middle. Not because you're failing, but because you're living a story worth telling. Don't close the book now. Don't walk away in the middle of the chapter. The pressure isn't punishment. The rejection isn't failure. The waiting isn't empty. These are the ingredients. These are the chisels shaping you. These are the fires forging you. Breakthrough doesn't belong to the ones who never fall. It belongs to the ones who rise again and again. And you are closer than you realize, closer than you've ever been.